Look at that. Yeah, serve that to your family and friends. And they're gonna tell you to open a restaurant. So what we have is I've got just some basic beef broth, okay? And I get the unsalted, very, very important. And I put it in here into our pan, and we've already got it coming up to a boil. Now, again, we're gonna add a little bit of salt, a little bit of pepper, and as we've talked about before, the roux, the consistency of wet sand, so important. And we also talked about one of the techniques that is a must in order to see how thick your sauce is getting. Once it comes to a boil, that's when you can start adding your roux. Otherwise, you're not gonna know how fast it's getting thick. So here we go. And again, this is so simple. Just a basic brown sauce. That's all we're trying to do here. And once we get some of that roux in here, we're gonna stop. We're gonna lower our heat. And we're gonna see where we are. Okay, this is really, really key. Not quite as thick as we want, but we can tell, right? So let's a little bit more. And I think this is gonna probably take the whole in here. And now, once we have it to where we want it, which I think we're right about there, again, it's important to let it reduce down just a little bit because we want to cook out that flour. Now, one of the things I want to talk to you about why this is reducing down is you see the color of this roux. Let's get another shot of this. You'll see the color of this brown sauce, rather. It's kind of a light brown, which is perfectly fine. That's your perfect gravy right there. But what I like to do now, let's get back to the roux here for a second. I think it's important I explain this to you. There is such a thing as a blonde roux, a brown roux, and a dark roux, okay? And that you get the blonde roux by cooking it just a little bit on the stove, and you get a brown roux by cooking it even more, and then a dark roux by cooking it even more, okay? Now, a few people that make a lot of gumbos, they use a dark roux, okay? So it's cooking, so it becomes almost a nutty flavor. You'll start to smell it, it's delicious. But I don't like to cook my roux, as I've told you many times. I just use a regular raw roux, okay? So, because we don't cook the roux, we don't get that really, really dark color. So what I do, if you want it a little darker, just a little kitchen bouquet. Look, this is not cheating. This is a great technique. This will add a little bit of kind of a little rustic flavor. It's a nice flavor, but it's not overpowering at all. Actually, you can barely taste it. And you don't need more than just maybe just a top full, okay? And just put that in there. And really, what this will do is it just gives it that little more. You see that? Isn't that amazing? And what we're gonna do here is, again, we'll just let this cook down a little bit more. And then we'll get going on what else we can do with this beautiful, beautiful brown sauce. We'll taste it, of course. We'll check for seasonings as we always have to, and then we'll go from there. All right, so it's been a couple minutes now. You can see this is reduced down a little bit. That's what we wanted. The flour is cooked out, but as I've always told you, really, really, really important to taste what you have created. So basically, as far as the brown sauce, look, goes to the back of the spoon just very, very nicely. And I'm just gonna give it a little taste. That's spot on, absolutely delicious. But I want you to see this again. Get a ladle in here. Look at this. Beautiful brown sauce. Nice and easy. Cook it down on low simmer. Let that flour cook out. So important. But this, you can put this in Tupperware, put it into your fridge, and when you want to make a nice sauce for some pork chops or steak, chicken, this is all you need. And so, most important thing is, again, we'll go over the steps. A good beef stock, okay? Season it, salt and pepper. Do not buy seasoned stock, okay? It's gonna mess up your whole process. Get your roux, right? You wanna make your roux, add your melted butter, then add your flour, all purpose, until it becomes the consistency of wet sand. Bring your stock to a boil first. Slowly add your roux, your wet sand, inside of your stock, and you will start to see it thicken quickly. Turn the burner down to a simmer. Let it continue to thicken slowly. You'll see it. Stop the thickening process at that point. Put that aside. Now you got it to where you want it. Let the flour cook out for another 15 minutes, and then taste again. Season with salt and pepper or whatever else you would like to put in it. Maybe a little garlic powder if you like. That's fine. And now you have, again, this beautiful basic brown sauce that we can just put in the fridge and save it for dishes in the future. And that's exactly what we are going to do right now. I'm going to show you how we can take this basic brown sauce and make an amazing second sauce and even a third sauce. All right, so we've made the basic brown sauce. Now I'm going to tell you what we can do with that, which is fascinating. The first one we're going to do tonight, we're going to make a mushroom and shallot and tomato brown sauce, which is excellent over a steak or pork chops, okay? So we get our mushrooms. All right, we want to slice those up. Okay, we don't need a whole lot. Probably maybe one more. Perfect. And then we're going to take some shallots that I have peeled already, and we will just slice them down. Perfect. And now, I think we are about ready to go. All right, so here we go. Extra virgin olive oil in a pan. Add our mushrooms and our shallots. And while they are cooking, people won't normally do this, but I think this is a trick that I learned when I was in Italy. This tomato paste is amazing. We so often open up these cans, you know the cans? And the problem is with the cans is you never use the whole can. So if you get a toothpaste tube, this is awesome because you can just put the top back on and then back in your fridge. But one of the tricks I learned in Italy also is adding the tomato paste to a hot pan. And what this is going to do is give this a rustic kind of beautiful texture and flavor to the brown sauce. We're making a secondary sauce. And I'm going to add a little bit of garlic paste. People have been asking me about what is this I'm putting in the pan. This is garlic paste. Again, another little helpful, easy trick. And I put about a teaspoon in there. Now, we're going to get this all rolled around. And you can see what's happening here is that tomato is actually getting cooked a little bit. And it just adds another beautiful, rustic, fantastic flavor. And then you just want to add a little bit of stock, a little bit of beef stock, just to deglaze the pan just a little bit. Probably about a tablespoon. To pick up all of the goodness from the bottom of the pan. And now, we're going to add our brown sauce. Like so. And we just put it around like this. We'll add a little bit of fresh chopped parsley. Again, this was made from the basic brown sauce. You see how creative and easy this can be. Look at the color of that. Look at the vegetables, that tomato. It's just fantastic. Just get a really good look at that. And as always, we have to taste. So if we don't taste, we don't know. That is really good. But I'm telling you, I'm gonna add a little bit more salt. A little pinch, and maybe a dab of pepper. This is why we taste. Get our spoon cleaned off here, and we go in for one more. See where we are. Wow. The rusticness of that tomato, when I said putting it in with the shallot and the mushroom while they were sauteing, brings out this amazing burst of the tomato. I mean, it like brings it alive, unlike any other tomato paste you've ever had. So please use that technique. You will be amazed at what you can do. So we have this beautiful tomato brown sauce now that we're going to do something beautiful with. Watch this. All right, so I have baked off, actually I pan fried in a cast iron skillet some beautiful pork chops, just so you can see how this sauce is gonna look so delicious. Now, we'll go over here and look at our sauce again. It's been sitting nicely. Perfect. And here we go. Are you ready for this? Look at that. Yeah, serve that to your family and friends. And they're gonna tell you to open a restaurant. There you have it. Smothered pork chops with a brown sauce, shallots, tomato, the mushrooms. And then we added a little bit of parsley for that earthy flavor. We added a little bit of stock to loosen it up a little bit. And that's a beautiful sauce that you can make from your basic brown sauce. Let's get another shot of this again. And I will show you, once again, it was all from this basic brown sauce. We created this amazing masterpiece. Okay, so the second sauce, this one's really, really quick. I love it. Another one I stole from when I was studying over in Italy. It's called agra dolce, and it basically just means sweet and sour. And you'd be surprised how amazing you can make this brown sauce, a whole other sauce with kind of a sweet and sour hint. So it all starts with a little bit of beef broth to your pan, okay, about a quarter cup. And then we're gonna add about 2 tablespoons of honey. And then some balsamic glaze. All right, this is really, really good product. If you have, you can substitute balsamic vinegar if you want, but if you can get the glaze, it makes all the difference in the world. So we're gonna put about, I would say this goes a long way. So we're gonna do about a tablespoon of the glaze. Well, maybe 2. No, it's about a tablespoon. So there you go. All right, so let's get this going here. And again, we want to get nice and going. And of course, like anything else we always do, let's taste it and see where we are. Oh, honestly, that is so good. That is so good. So let's continue on. We'll take our brown sauce, again, the basic base sauce. And we'll put it into our agra dolce, like so. We'll add some fresh parsley. Look at that. Just look at that. And all you want to do here is just let it reduce down naturally. And it will thicken up just beautifully. Before we do that, We're gonna take it on the taste. Now we've added the brown sauce. Anytime you add another element, another layer of flavor, taste it. So you can get right to where you and your palate want to be, okay? Oh my heavens. You just don't know. So we're gonna reduce this down a little bit, and we're gonna pour it over some more pork chops. All right, again, some pan-seared pork chops. We've got our agra dolce sauce, or sweet and sour, we made from our balsamic glaze, some honey, and our brown sauce. We finished with some fresh parsley, and here we go. Once again, serve this to your family and friends, and they will be begging you to be their personal chef. Just take a look at that. Really take a look at that. It is absolutely stunning. Ah, and it is so delicious.